Tonight, the 7 Action News investigators are exposing what might be one of the most costly birthday parties in one city's history.
Turns out a judge's birthday bash has left quite a mess in Warren. But as 7 Action News investigator Ross Jones has uncovered, it's the taxpayers who will have to clean it up.
We have a, would you mind if I just have one more question, sir? Sir? The man hiding behind the garage door is the chief judge in Warren. What sent him there are questions about a decision he made slated to cost taxpayers thousands. But he didn't make it here in his courtroom. No, this story begins almost 1 year ago in a slightly different venue. It was November 29th, 2012. Judge John Shimura's 50th birthday party held here at Sterling Heights Century Club. His staff organized a surprise. About 200 guests attended, including some attorneys. Only they didn't come empty-handed. No, they had to buy tickets to the bash at $30 apiece, enough to pay for the party, and a $1,500 cash gift for the judge, money that would help fund his upcoming trip to Las Vegas. The judge accepted the cash, but a few months later, word got out about the gift, and pressure soon mounted for him to give it back. After all, state rules limit the gifts that judges can accept, even if they're not from lawyers in their courtroom.
When cash gifts are given, when larger amounts are given to the judge, the question becomes whether this is a means to improperly funnel money to the judge.
Shimura ended up donating the cash to a nonprofit instead, but told the newspaper, "I still think there was nothing improper about it." Well, the Judicial Tenure Commission wasn't so sure. They launched an investigation to see if Shimura crossed the line. It prompted the judge to hire his own lawyer, and he spared no expense. He hired the same high-profile Southfield law firm that other judges have turned to when the JTC came calling. The firm put 3 lawyers on the case, each at $225 an hour, and they racked up quite a bill. All told, defending Shimura cost more than $8,100. So when the city's insurance company denied the payment, the judge didn't have to worry about footing the big bill. That's because he passed it on to you.
We'll call the meeting to order.
His office sent the bill to the city council, and in a meeting in May, they voted 6-1 to approve the payment. But when we caught up with members recently, some seemed unsure about just what they'd voted for.
Should the taxpayers be paying for the lawyers of a judge who's under an investigation?
Of that, I can't even comment on. I'm not aware of the investigation.
Well, they have already paid for it. You voted for it.
Details of the investigation or whatever.
Well, that's what these bills are for. It's for an investigation.
Yeah.
It actually says so on the bills.
Councilwoman Kelly Collegio voted yes, but says council members weren't told what the lawyers were for.
Would you have voted for that had you known that?
Probably not, no. No, I would not have.
Councilman Scott Stevens voted against paying the bills.
That's a personal item, and the taxpayer shouldn't pay for it.
Well, they're about to, which is why we wanted to talk to Judge Shimura. For 2 months, he ignored our phone calls and emails, so on a morning last week, we caught up with him. All of a sudden, he had questions for us.
Why should the taxpayers pay for your mistakes, sir?
Who decides which stories you're going to run?
Did you hear the question?
I heard it, but I want to ask you, who decides which stories you should run?
Well, I decide which stories.
Okay, how'd you decide you should run this one?
Sir, would you answer the question?
No, if you answer yours first. The question is, what is the criteria that you use to decide which story is important, specifically this one?
Is it a questionable use of taxpayers' money? In this case, we've decided that the answer is yes. So that's why I'm standing here at your house. My question for you, sir, is why have you been dodging me?
How do you decide which questions? Yes, it does.
Yes, there was a lot of pointing, but no answering. In fact, the more questions I asked, the worse Shimura's memory seemed to get.
You made the mistake, sir.
What mistake?
You accepted the money.
What money? Answer.
You accepted $1,500.
Why do you decide that this story is important?
Well, Warren taxpayers, we'll let you answer that one. As for Shimura, whether he admits his mistake or not, it seems that at least he's learned from it. Over the summer, his secretary sent some city employees another invitation to a party, this one for the judge's son. Only this time, guests were told, no gifts. No formal complaint has been filed against Judge Shimura by the JTC, but he would not tell us if the state admonished him for accepting that gift. I'm Ross Jones, 7 Action News.